Hey, what's poppin', fool? Man, I am on a roll with these videos, bro. Hold on a minute, man. Let's talk a little bit about that consistency now. Nah, man, how you guys are doing? I hope you guys have been well. That was a very awkward laugh, I just realized. But anyway, let's move on. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about this sell. I'm gonna hit to the 5 minute to show you guys. I took a sell right here. It was just a New York 10 p.m. Malaysian time, 10 a.m. New York time setup. Took a sell, targeted this liquidity. That's it. I'm out for the day. That's my entire, you know what I mean? My entire thing, like the whole day's thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's it for the day. And of course, you know, you could say I would like to target these lows for sure. Anyone who's buying in here, I mean, that's your thing. But me personally, I would never look to buy here because of these bits of liquidity and because of how high we are up. I'm gonna go to daily and show you guys something because of how high we are up. Right? You know, we're filling up the inefficiency here, hitting that daily IPA, which in fact, coming to the topic of this video, but before we actually get there, guys, first and only link in the description section below leads you to my free and public Telegram channel. I do not have any paid services, so if you do get messaged by some bozo about me selling something, it's not me. Do not get fooled. All right. And besides that, guys, leave a comment if you guys would want to see anything in the future. Give me feedback, give me criticism. You guys know, if you guys have been here for a long time, you know I'm completely open to criticism, guys. No joke. Just don't freaking, you know, say something abusive, like, please. But not that you have, but I'm just saying, okay? I'm open, but not that open. Mia Khalifa type beat. So when I'm looking at this, I'm realizing that I'm in the daily IPA, right? Now, if you guys are wondering, let me give you guys a little bit of a back test real quick. If you guys saw this daily OB, daily bearish OB, right? Let's assume right here. Let me go to the 4, 1, and then I'm gonna go to like a lower time frame. Okay, I'm gonna go to the 4 hour real quick. You can see nothing much over there. Let's go to the 1 hour real quick. As you can see, nothing too much over here as well in terms of structure. Let's go to the 15 real quick. I'm just tracking this just to, you know, show you guys a little bit of something. Okay, so now I'm looking at this right here, and I'm looking at the 15. There isn't anything much. Let me go to the 5. Right, and I want to be very honest with you guys. There we go on the 5 minute. If you were to have taken a sell right here, right, this is the high, this is the low that formed that high, and we broke structure right here. This inside the daily IPA. We took liquidity right there, right? We had our inducements, all of these guys, and where would we look to sell? For example, you could even assume that this would have been your inducement, right? And I just want to tell you that if you were to have taken a sell from, my lord, if you were to have, Lord have mercy on me. Okay, if you were to have taken a sell from here, yes, unfortunately, you would have actually been stopped out. As you can see, this is even during the London kill zone, which actually started all the way back here, going all the way to this guy right here. Again, this is assuming we completely ignore and nullify the GMT time shift thing. Okay, but yes, that would be the London window, and yes, you would have unfortunately been stopped out of this trade if you were to have actually taken a trade like this, right? I'll be very honest with you. I was actually viewing this very setup, and I was actually looking at this previous daily high being the quote-unquote drawn liquidity, which is just basically meaning that I expect, it's just a fancy way of saying I expect, let me delete this line real quick, I expect this high to be taken first and then price to go down. That's just, you could say, experience, because some people may say, oh, it's not experience, it's just a fact of the market. But at the same time, you see, you know, a bunch of plays where stuff like that didn't happen. For example, you want to look at this, you can see price made its top right here at the, you know what I mean, this daily IPA right here. As you can see at the top, price made its top, price just played within that range and completely sold off for a massive amount of pips. 78 pips on EURUSD is a king's feast, you know. And similarly at the top over here, when price made its way, and let me go to the weekly and show you guys something. Price made its way to the weekly IPA right here. Okay, let's go to the daily again once more. Right, you can see how price never bothered to take that previous daily high because it never has to. That's why I always say, in my personal opinion, of course, I mean, you guys can have whatever opinion, I genuinely couldn't care less, but in my personal opinion, structure is that key. Because if I'm seeing price make its way into that higher time frame POI, right, the day closes, and then I'm looking at like 15 minute, the 1 hour or something like that, and it's made bearish structure, guess what I'm going to do on the next day with the inducement and stuff like that? So let's just assume that price has done a little something like this inside here, right? Price has done a little something like this, for example, right? I'm just going to assume and take a sell from here. Would be great if it could be within a kill zone time as well. I'm just going to assume and take that sell because price never has to take that previous daily high. It never has to. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, that's really just what I wanted to point out. So anyway, price made its way top, and what it's actually filled is this. I'm just going to draw this horizontal ray here on this daily IPA. I'm going to delete it later on, so I want you guys to know that that's actually what I framed my setup on. Some may also say this very general weekly time frame IPA right here, but I feel like this is a massive point of interest. So for me, again, I'm going to the daily. Keep track, please. Keep up with me. I'm looking at just that daily point right here. And once price filled this, it's made this. Hold on, give me a second. It's made this inefficiency now efficient. Just this area right here. And that could potentially give me a reaction. And a reaction to some people may be unworthy or irrelevant or too small to be anything of value. But for me, especially when I'm taking intraday setups, which is what I love to do, I'm an intraday trader as well as a swing trader. But with SMC, I'm more so an intraday trader. You know, even these small ranges, which can give me 20 pips, 30 pips, maybe even 15 pips, I really milk the hell out of those ranges because I can, you know, find ways to get a better stop loss, etc., etc. So let me talk a little bit about what I did in here. So let me go to the 1 minute first. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute time frame real quick. I'm gonna draw up some of my kill zones on the 1 hour first because it's easier to draw on the 1 hour. And after I go to the 1 minute, I'm going to show you guys how I personally placed my trade. So let's go to the 1 hour and let's draw up some of the kill zones because I know a lot of you guys love the kill zone idea, and that's good. It's very helpful, guys. It's helping me too, man. You know, so I want to be honest with you guys. Okay, so the kill zone started right here. At least again, this is the kill zone that I use because some people take into account the whole GMT time shifting. For me, I genuinely couldn't care. So over here we start at the 2 p.m. Malaysian time and go all the way to 5 p.m. Malaysian time, or if you guys are in New York, that is 2 a.m. New York time all the way to 5 a.m. New York time. Okay. And within this window, if we were to observe within this window, of course, the 1 minute price action, let's go to the 1 minute and check this out. Oh, Lord of mercy. All right. If you go to the 1 minute real quick, you can see how this is basically when the day started. I don't know if you guys can actually see these period separators that are delineating when a day stops. That's an ICT word, by the way. Thank you, Michael, for expanding my vocabulary. Delineating. It sounds so nice, bro. All right. But as you can see, this is when the day closed, the previous day closed. So this was, today's a Thursday. So that was Wednesday. This is Thursday. Price rallied up and basically made its top here during the London session. And when we can look at this, I'm not going to draw anything besides with my red pencil, of course. We have a stop hunt and we have the structure or the higher low that caused that manipulation. How do you track this? Very simple. You have yourself a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. If you want to consider this a higher low, that's perfectly fine, because if this price here got broken, I would have still considered it a breakout structure, being very honest with you guys. Higher low, anyway, that's a very clear one. And to be honest, the clearest one would have to be this. It's very, very clear. Caused that manipulation, came down, broke that structure, right? So what can we expect next for liquidity to be built? As you can see, we have ourselves that liquidity. Now, if you were to have entered based off of this FVG, that would have been your entry. What will you be targeting? Well, for me personally, you could go break even here, perhaps, just a suggestion. And then you can take some profits at these equal lows or this low resistance low. And as you can see, we do actually take that liquidity, right? So if you would have entered over here, that's what would have happened. Now, let me tell you guys a smarter way of entering this setup. I'm going to get rid of this black line here, which delineates the daily IPA, because I want to show you, because I mean, you guys get the idea, but I want to show you guys what I would have done in hindsight, of course, because I didn't actually take this trade. I'm trying to upgrade my PC right now, guys. I'm trying to get myself more RAM. I'm also trying to get myself a better GPU, but that's later in the future. I'm also trying to get myself a CPU and a motherboard upgrade. So that was what I was out for today, and I just could not really take this trade. I mean, I was driving and stuff like that, so it didn't really seem safe. But anyway, let me tell you guys exactly what I would have done. Well, I could see that we have ourselves the hidden base, and as you guys know, when a hidden base is right next to a breaker, as you can see, that would be a breaker. Reason being, let me tell you guys why that's a breaker. This is a breaker and not a mitigation block, because this bullish OB, can you guys see this down and then up candle that makes a bullish OB, actually was responsible for a stop hunt right here, right? Fractal perspective, okay? And so that would be a breaker upon failure, right? Upon this bullish OB failing, that would be a breaker. And so we also have ourselves a a hidden base right here in the same place. So that makes this a pretty strong area to look at. So if you were to just mark this from the hidden base to the very top, just like that, obviously you should already take into account the liquidity, such and such. And if you guys are wondering why price actually played a sell from here temporarily, it's because we have this high that took this liquidity, breaking this structure, creating an inducement right here. Price goes above that inducement, taps the M1 IPA, comes down. Why does price float back up again? Let me show you guys real quick, speed running through this. This low took the liquidity from this previous low, broke the structure, the lower high that formed the manipulation, broke up. We have this low resistance liquidity. Once price comes and takes that, we can expect some form of a reaction usually, and that's exactly what happened, right? Let me come back to the point though. We have this M1 hidden base mixed in with a breaker, as well as the last up candle, which is a form of a refinement in here. Now let me go into the 3 minute and you'll see exactly why I keep on emphasizing the power of the 3-minute time frame. Let's go to the 1 minute. Excuse me, not the power of the 3-minute. Excuse me. Why I keep on emphasizing the power of multi-time frame analysis, right? So what I mean by multi-time frame analysis, on one side you can use it for the market's direction. You're looking at multiple time frames to develop a speculation on the market's price. However, in this case, you're using it simply for an entry. That's it. So if you look at it over here, we have ourselves a 3-minute. Let me just delete this real quick and also delete these guys. We have ourselves a 3-minute bearish OB, right? And at that same location, again, let me go to the M5 just to show you that there isn't actually anything there based off of a supply and demand perspective, right? Based on the M5, there isn't actually anything in there on the supply demand perspective. Now let me go to the 3-minute back again so you can see that that was a bearish OB. Now let me go to the 1 minute and you can see how in that exact area where that 3-minute bearish OB was, that seems to be where the entire M1 bearish range is, you know, that breaker and that hidden base. So all you can do, you can take your entries anywhere inside here. You do not know where price is actually going to react from. And for me, I would have personally taken it, to be very honest with you, right at this hidden base, right here with my stop loss above, because I think I had a good enough stop loss, a 2-pip stop loss. I would have personally, of course, because I like playing it a little bit safe sometimes, I would probably have gone for a 2.1, 2.2 pip stop because of that, additional spread, right? Or of course, you could just simply take the last up candle before the sell-off, very extreme case here. But yes, you could have definitely taken that and you would have entered right there with a short position, of course. Again, this entire trade has been based off of, right, again, rounding it up, based off of the higher time frame perspective, which is that we are in that daily bearish IPA, and it really, in my personal opinion, doesn't make too much of sense to continue buying, right? Again, that's my personal opinion. I've seen people on certain Telegram chats that have bought and they've taken their profits. Kudos to you. But for me personally, I was waiting for my own setup, right? So you could have taken your safe target right there. You also could have taken more of your target right there at a 1 to 9. Previous safe target, if you guys are wondering, would have been a 1 to 6. And of course, I think it's only natural for you to want to go for these Asian lows right here, right? That would have been a 1 to 20, but unfortunately that did not happen, and it does not have to happen. So after missing that trade by me, right? I missed that trade. Let me go to the 1 minute and draw up the New York session real quick. And then I'm going to show you guys the session that I used because I was only free at that time. So let me go to the date range. And basically I was trading starting from here, right? Okay, and I'll tell you guys the exact window of opportunity that I took the trade on. Okay, I took this sell at the very top. Let me show you guys exactly how. So in this window of opportunity, again, you guys know that we're testing that daily IPA, that little black line that I said daily IPA for was for that one, right? Let's keep that in our heads. We're exactly where that daily IPA is, so we're waiting for that reaction, right? And of course, when we add the time and price, and when we look at time and price, it's not just, oh, we're in a kill zone, we're just going to sell every bearish QM. No, we're looking at what kind of liquidity is this kill zone going to take, because during a kill zone, usually manipulation happens or continuations happen. That's it. And in fact, during every single candlestick, there is a manipulation. There is an entire accumulation, manipulation, and distribution cycle in every single candle. Yes, that goes on even into the seconds time frame. Of course, I wouldn't say it's very efficient or viable for you to use that on a seconds time frame, but you guys get the point. The markets are fractal, right? So over here is where the New York sessions, the New York kill zone starts. And if you would have traded just the kill zone alone, you would have gone up to 7 to 9, wasn't it? 7 to 9, yeah, you would have gone up to there. For me, I'll tell you guys exactly what I did. I'm going to go to the 15 to draw this, right? I just started my entire kill zone from 10 p.m. Malaysian time, which is right there, all the way to midnight. Yes, that is what I did. And there's no reason for it. It's just that I was looking at price, and it does not matter because let me explain. You know what? Let me explain. So I was looking at this on the 5-minute time frame. So what was I looking for? I was looking for highs. Now get this real quick. I was looking for a high or some highs that have failed to break structure. Listen to my language here. I've been looking for highs or a high that has failed to break structure, which means that that high that has failed to break structure, right, is going to act as liquidity that is 9 out of 10 times going to be taken during the kill zone. Now, let's go to the 5-minute and let me talk a little bit about that. Let's go to the 5-minute real quick. We have a high that has failed to break structure. Now, what's the structure over here? Well, you have a low. I'll consider this a sell buy, so a higher low. Again, perspective. But we failed to break that. Avi, what about this high, taking the liquidity here and breaking the structure here, having a beautiful inducement here? How come price didn't play here? Well, there have been multiple examples of how price has still played within the range, right? Has still played within the range. There have been multiple examples of how, you know, I have waited for this liquidity to be taken, but instead price comes up here and boom, shoots down, and I've missed the trade. There have been instances of that. However, my personal trading plan says that I would prefer not to take trades, you know, if this weak high. Why is this a weak high, guys? Can you answer me? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why is this a weak high? Because this high failed to break the structure. But Avi, on the 1 minute, it broke structure. You're absolutely right. Let me show you. Let me go to the 1 minute. You're absolutely right. On the 1 minute, this high did break structure. And guess what? That's why we had a sell-off here with that inducement. That's why we had that sell-off. But that move's done. Done and dusted. It's done. It's out. Right? In my personal opinion, it's done and dusted. Right? And if we were to look at the 5, we have this high that's failed to break structure. This becomes a weak high. I'm not going to look for sells until this high gets taken out. Right, and as you can see, it does get taken out. So let's talk about that real quick. What happens after it got taken out? Again, I'm just monitoring this 5 minute setup. Price gets taken out right here during my window of opportunity. Again, if you guys are trading 7 to 9 p.m. Malaysian time, or 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. New York time, or if you guys are trading like me over here, which is 10 p.m. to midnight Malaysian time, or 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. New York time, it doesn't matter, right? I'm just waiting for that liquidity to be taken during that kill zone, and that kill zone's acting as the confluence, that time aspect. Very simple, very basic, right? So price hits up in here, and this is that candle that actually takes liquidity. So what am I looking for next? Again, I'm just on the 5. You can go to the 1 minute. Let's show you guys the 1 minute. You can absolutely go to the 1 minute. And as you can see, if I did go to the 1 minute, which I didn't do, but if I did go to the 1 minute, guess what? We have that, the manipulation. Guys, again, it's not about this high taking out this liquidity. No, it's about this liquidity being taken out. That's the important liquidity, right? That's the liquidity we're looking for to get taken, not the ones in between here or anything. Anyway, guys, you guys get the point. So liquidity gets taken, price drops down, doesn't break any structure, price goes back up for another hunt again, and then here we have that break on structure here. Now again, you guys may get a little bit confused. Avi, I marked out this low, I marked out this low. It doesn't matter, bro. We have a low, higher low that was responsible for the manipulation. So what? Boom, broken. What am I looking for next? If I wanted to take this trade, what am I looking for next? Either look at this as a seconds time frame liquidity or inducement, excuse me, and take a sell from here, or on the 1 minute time frame, this is definitely a clear inducement, and you can easily take the trade right based off of that short position right here. Again, guys, I want to be very clear. I did not take this particular sell trade right here. That's a massive stop for me personally. Again, guys, don't follow. If you guys are, what do you mean, Avi? 3.2 pips is small? Oh my God, let me follow Avi and go 2.5, 2 pips. No! I know what I'm doing, and even then I get hit stop out and get faked out. Yes, that happens, but I'm comfortable with that. Do what you are comfortable with, bro. But anyway, yeah. If I would have entered that, that's how I would have done it, and I would have targeted here, gone break even, right? As you can see, price doesn't break it yet. So over here, boom, we break it at this candle, then I would have gone break even. Then what would I have targeted? Right here or right here, and called it a day. 1 to 9 right there. Again, I did not factually, there's no evidence of me taking this trade because I didn't. However, there is evidence of me taking this trade right here. Let me delete and show you guys. This trade right here is what I did take. Now let's talk a little bit about that. So we have ourselves that manipulation. I'm so sorry for dragging this out, but I want to make every single video super high quality and like answering as many questions as I possibly can, because I get a ton of questions, bro. Right? We break that structure, right? We took that liquidity, broke that structure. I'm game now, bro, on the 1 minute, right? But what I looked at was the 5 minute, not the 1 minute. So I went to the 5 minute and I was saying, okay, liquidity got taken. Now I'm game. So what's the structure, guys? Low, higher low, higher low. Looks like it's compressing, higher low right here. And that is the last higher low that caused that manipulation. Where does it break on the 5 minute? Well, it broke here on the seconds. I don't care, bro. Where did it break on the 5? Did it break here? No, it didn't. It rejected. Here's where it did break, though. It did break it here on the 5 minute. Again, if you were to have used the 1 minute, you're getting that earlier entry. I'm using, however, the 5 minute. So as I said, guys, what's a rule? A rule of thumb. Always. This is always going to happen, guys. It is what it is. Every single time structure is broken, what's going to form? Especially every single time manipulation occurs and structure is broken, what's going to form? A brand new POI. And what can we see right here on the 5? Right? A bearish IPA, or if you want to generalize it, a bearish IPA. Again, if you want to generalize it even more, here's a bearish OB. right, with a conservative stop loss at the very top. You can have an immediate entry right off of this. Immediately you can. Let me tell you what I did, however. Go to the 3 minute, right? 3 minute bearish IPA, or it's a bit of an OB. It's very low volume OB, but it is what it is. I don't care about volume. 3 minute, let's go to the 1 and okay. 3 minute multi-time frame with the M1 IP. You can enter right away there, or you can enter at the last buy candle before the sell. Just like that. Or excuse me, it actually got tapped in right there. By the way, before you guys say, Avi, bullshit, you entered this. Really? Go ahead to the first and only link in the description section below. Check out my entry that I made today on AKFX. That's the one right there. Okay. Well, no, sorry. I wouldn't have posted it today. Don't worry. You'll see it. Scroll up. You'll see this entry for sure. And again, if you guys don't see it, if you guys don't believe me, tell me in the comment section below, and I'll actually pin it for you guys. Okay. But anyway, yes, that was the setup, and let me tell you guys exactly how I framed my entire risk to reward. Well, for me, I wanted to be, a bit aggressive. Again, what's the safest way to enter this trade? Hold on. What's the safest way to enter this trade? Stop loss above there. What's a bit more of an aggressive way of entering the trade? Stop loss above there. What's the Avi way of entering the? That's it. Why 2.6? Why not 2.5? Because of spread. So I added 1 micro pip, and that's it. What's your target? What's your target, guys? See this compression, right? That should probably, maybe that's your first target. Boom. See this compression? Who knows? Maybe that's your first target, right? If you would have taken your target here, that's 1 to 8. If you would have taken a target where I did, that's 1 to 9, and you could be out for the entire day. That's my intraday setup. You know what I mean? Intra the day. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's that, right? Now again, of course, I will be holding a little bit of volume to go and take these Asian lows out. Maybe I get stopped out tomorrow at break even. Who knows? I'm not in control of the markets, which is exactly why that's my intraday target. There's no confirmation that 100%. Before today ends, for sure we're going to take this liquidity. There's no confirmation of that. It could happen, but there's no confirmation, guys. Nobody knows a thing. 21 minutes. Okay, we're fine. I'm actually breezing through this. I've covered like 3 different setups, including this one, and we're only 22 minutes in. I'm breezing through this. But anyway, yeah, so that would have been the entire setup. If you want your intraday trade, for example, let's assume your trading plan is this. Let's assume that your trading plan is this. Only New York session. Only New York session. That's your trading plan, okay? Waiting for London highs, because these highs were formed during the London period. Actually, the London close, excuse me. Only New York session. So this is your trading plan. Let's assume this is your trading plan, okay? KZ meaning kill zone. Only trade during the New York kill zone. Wait for manipulation of London stops, right? So basically, these are the London highs. You can assume, right? Okay, these are the London highs. And not assume, it is the London highs. And then you're waiting, during a New York session, you're waiting for the London highs to be taken, right? I'm just giving you a random, I just pulled this out of my ass, right? All right, so wait for manipulation of London stops. For setups, right? So obviously, QM plus inducement is my favorite, right? So there we go. Let's assume that is. And then your target, London lows, or, right? So London lows would obviously be the lows that were formed during London session. So let's see, right? So if you were to have done the whole GMT thing, so your London session wouldn't have actually started at 2 p.m. Malaysian time or 2 a.m. New York time. It would have actually started 3 p.m. Malaysian time or 3 a.m. New York time, and it would have actually gone to, where's 7 at? 7, instead of 7, it would have actually lasted, sorry, my bad, what am I saying, bro? It would have lasted from 2 to 5. Instead of 2 to 5, it would have gone from 3 to 6. So where's 6 at? 6 is right here. And the low that was formed right here, that's the low, but then it got taken, so that's another low during the close before the New York session actually starts, right? And the New York session starts right there, right? So the New York session actually does start over there. That's true, right? So we're taking either, it depends. In this setup, there is no, you know what I mean, London low to frame from. So it's just the liquidity. Target the London lows, or just, that's it. That is it, bro. This is for a bearish scenario. You're looking to sell. Only trade during the New York KZ. Okay, so that starts at 7. But again, there are different time slots that you can have during the entire London session. There are different time slots that you can have during the New York session there are different points of high volatility that can occur, right? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. As I said, it's completely up to the markets. You don't know you don't know a thing, okay? Only trade during the London New York session. Actually, only trade during the New York session in kill zone. Wait for the manipulation of the London stops. Here the London stops and they got manipulated, right? And then after they get manipulated, surf the lower time frame. Here we're on the 5 minute. That's pretty damn low. Surf the lower time frame for a QM and inducement. We have that QM. Lower time frame gave us the inducement, and target what? Either the London lows, which in this case I can't really see anything for the London lows, or just the week low, And now again, why is this the week low? Let me show you guys. Let's go to the 1 hour real quick. Didn't this low fail to create a higher high? This low took the liquidity from here, but it failed to break the structure. That's now a week low on the 1 hour, right? Which now becomes a target. 1 to 9. I'm done for the entire week. Let's assume your weekly target. Let's just assume, right? Your weekly target is what's this? Let's assume your weekly target is 20 pips or 25 pips or not even pips. Let's say your weekly target is RR, which in my personal opinion is more efficient, right? Your weekly target is 1 of 5, or let's say your weekly target is 1 of 10. Maybe you don't have a target, but I'm just giving you an example. If you were a trader who has a target, 1 of 5, you're done. You got 1 of 9, you're done. You're out. That's the entire week done. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, that's it. I don't want to drag this any longer. Again, that will be a second TP if it wants to go there. It doesn't have to. But yeah, man, have a wonderful day. I hope this has helped. I've tried to cover as much as possible during a short period of time. And if it has helped, feel free to leave a like. If it hasn't helped, feel free to leave a dislike down below. I'm cool with anything, man. You guys have a wonderful day, and the most important thing is that I pray I've helped you guys out. Peace out, man, and have a wonderful day. Good luck, good trading. Peace out.